My name is Mike Aylan, and I'm glad to say that NAPE, the National Association for Primary Education, is producing a series of videos for teachers to help their teaching. The very first video that you will see in this series is by Mo Lee, an artist. Her very first video is called Line Drawing. We hope that you enjoy it. We look forward to receiving your comments, and if you want to be notified when more are uploaded every 2 weeks, then please click the subscribe and notify button. Thank you.
My name is Mo Lee. I'm a practicing artist and I love to draw. I've taught a wide variety of students from primary right up to master's level. My art practice and teaching have always gone hand in hand, and as I learn new skills I share these with my students. I've made some videos supported with worksheets so that you can develop good drawing practice with your pupils. Take what you can from the videos and films, they're very instructive, but most of all empower your pupils with good drawing techniques. Give them the confidence to be creative in a skillful way. Hello, today we're going to talk about mark making and in particular how to use line. The first session is going to discuss how to use pressure on the lines and light lines. My go-to pencil is a 2B, you can see here, and this sketching has been done using a variety of techniques, from holding the pencil very close to the paper to make deeper marks and holding it lightly to make shading and faint lines as well. So you can use a huge variety of lines to create the most beautiful drawings. The process here is to try and get your pupils to not grab the HB pencil and draw as though they're writing, which is a tendency that I see happen quite a bit. So for this drawing, the pencil has been held almost in the middle and just gently stroked to get a soft effect. And for this drawing, the pencil's been held quite differently to create bolder lines, to demonstrate certain points in the drawing that need to be emphasized. You can also see that there's hardly any mark that's left here or here, because enough has been described with the pencil at various junctions. I've devised a worksheet to encourage your pupils to discover and explore a wide range of techniques using line. Here we've got the pencils ranging from 2H, HB, which is the one that's on the table in every school, a B, a 2B, a 3B, a 4B, a 5B and a 6B. And these get softer as you go along down up scale. The pencil grades here are to show what kind of mark a 2H, H, an F for fine, HB, B, 2B, which is my go-to pencil for drawing, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, and on it goes all the way up to 9B. The best way to think about it is H for hard and B for soft. The larger the number, the softer the graphite is. Okay, one of the things when you're using paper is to make sure that you have some kind of support underneath it. And often children won't sit with their page like this. They'll draw like that quite naturally if they're right-handed, so that they can lean and make the marks this way. We're going to do a little exercise now, and I'll show you the kind of marks that you can make using the range of pencils. So taking a 2H pencil, we're going to hold it at the very, very top, so you have no pressure at all, and we're going to take it across the page. So it creates a very fine line. You can write next to it 2H top if you need a reminder. The next thing we're going to do is take a H pencil, quite a hard pencil, and we're just going to hold it as we would normally, as though we were writing, and take the line across again. So we'll put H there so we can see what we've done. The next thing you need to do is get a HB pencil and hold it again and see the difference between the 2H and the H. Depending on the pressure, you can begin to see that the lines get darker. The next thing we're going to do is use a B, but we're going to hold it right at the very tight edge of the end of the pencil and make a line, and it's actually quite tricky to do, to get the control. We can do this again using the tip and see the difference. We have less control, but it's much fainter. Then take the 2B pencil and get your pupils to hold it in their fist. It's quite an unusual thing to do, but they will learn to make a different kind of mark. And we go across the page like so, because you will get a natural pressure on that. So that's 2B, and that's in your fist. 3B pencil, I'm going to say draw really, really quickly across the page. You get a very, very neat, fast line with that. And then hold it again, going backwards, but this time, finger on the tip. Get a different kind of mark there. For the 4B pencil, I'd like you to count to 10 and draw a line very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the 4B. And it changes, can you see, from very light to very dark, depending on the pressure. Then we're going to use a 5B pencil, and we're going to hold this at the top and create a different line. So that's 5B. And can you notice how much more graphite there is on the pencil here? Next thing we're going to do is to take a 6B, and we're going to use the side of the ledge here, the graphite. So now you're beginning to see the depth of the line. Then we're going to take a 7B and do the same thing, holding it as you would write, but do it very, very slowly again. And you begin to see this pulse going through your hand, which creates a very smooth but rather jaggedy line at the same time. And then we're going to take the 9B, and we're going to do a fast line there and a fast line back. And you can begin to see the range of different lines. Every single one of those lines has a unique quality. Of course, you might not be able to access a whole range of B to 9B pencils and 2H pencils, but if you go to a good art shop, you should be able to get those quite inexpensively. So once if you're right-handed, you've filled that side of the sheet in, or if you're left-handed, the next thing to do is to change hands. And it's a good idea to do this because often the hand that we don't use for writing or drawing can give us all kinds of different nuances for the kind of lines. So this is me having completed the task on the right hand, going through, and you can see the kind of awkward stiltiness, but that kind of gives it waves and creates different kinds of movement. So it's worth thinking about that. Now this process may seem quite tedious, but if you go through it with your pupils, you're giving them the opportunity to be very expressive with just a simple 2B pencil. The next thing to do is to have a bit more fun. And here I've drawn a squiggly line, as you can see, just as though I've dropped a piece of string onto a piece of paper. So get your pupils to just fill in a rough squiggly shape. So get your pupils to take perhaps a HB pencil and then dispose of it, but to create different kinds of shapes and squiggly lines. You could even ask them to pass it round the table and they just make smooth marks like this. And what you've created here inside are shapes, and then you're going to fill them with the different kind of marks that you've made in the section at the beginning. The children can be free to make their own marks at different angles and different lines, and reminding them how to hold the pencil from the tip as well, and change hands and see if they will let themselves have the happy accident of wobbly lines where they've got less control, because these can be really useful for adding movement into a drawing. So here's a drawing that demonstrates some of the lines that we used in the first session. So you can see here how lines have been very faint, where they've emphasized once I've got the shape right, where I've used the tip of the pencil to create detail, and where I've made darker marks and lighter marks, and no marks at all depending on where I want to emphasize the decorative elements of this lamppost.